This is Ghostwrite, like blind box meets trading cards meets luxury figures. Licensed by NBA, created by Josh Luber.
Now, the first rumor, I don't think we talked about it on our video, but we got this. This has kind of been the noise in the hobby for a couple of weeks now, or maybe even a couple of months, is Josh Luber, the quote-unquote chief visionary officer, is out at Fanatics. Now, it's not necessarily confirmed at this hour, but I do have multiple sources confirming to Sports Card Radio that he is out.
This is actually a gift for you. This is a sample of 100%. This is one of the first 3D printed samples.
Oh, fun.
It looks like drugs. It's not drugs. It's just a... But so this is the 100%.
But now my designer toys that I've been wanting to get into for a while. So like I said, this is Ghostwrite. It's first of its kind. What's really different about this designer toy is that they have parallels in different rarities. So as you see, you can see golds crowns are out of 10. We pulled one of these on Friday. They look absolutely gorgeous.
Why the fuck? Hang on.
What parallel is this one? That's the 50.
Oh. He knew. You knew.
That's Paul Skeens, and this will come in this little case. This will be the case.
Oh, they don't all come in the case?
In the case.
How much BS?
Here's Paul Skeens. That's the 50, fellas.
We talk about Ghostwrite as the first true collectible.
The market's just super hot. It feels like all day I was buying and selling, and we get to rip the first ever. What I would say is maybe arguably the best Ghostwrite set to release so far. It releases in 1 week. Ghostwrite NBA. This set is absolutely loaded. I can't even think of how you're gonna top this.
3D printed looking toy is called Ghostwrite, and it looks like it comes out of a McDonald's Happy Meal. It looks like it has some lipstick painted on Steph Curry, some odd looking shoes selling for way more than it should be. This video is about the strategy behind it, who created the toy, and who's pushing this toy to sell for way more than it should, and acting of it as if it's a good place to put your money.
You know, this will operate exactly like trading cards. So there'll be a base set, and then there'll be rare versions that have, I've like all these samples here. They have like a gold crown that's numbered to 10, and a chrome that's numbered to 5, and a 1 of 1s. I mean, it'll be operated exactly the same way that trading cards are operated.
First, let's talk about the design of the toy, because that's the first thing that caught my eye when you're asking $200, $300, $400. A Caitlin Clark got sold for $30,000, which we'll get into. A 1 of 1. There was a bounty. A bounty is an artificial price point. It's artificial sale. It creates an artificial market. Why is it $30,000? Well, because there's a bounty on it. If there's no bounty, what is the actual value of this thing? And it's great when you first release something that someone puts a bounty on it. Here's the Luka we're looking at. I also put up the Curry and some others next to me, and they're just, this Curry, it's a buy it now price for $900. $900. Now this stuff just came out, so you're going to see the hype price, the top end price. So we're going to get to Josh Luber, who is the founder of Stockx, co-founder of Fanastics Collectibles, and he is the creator of this toy. And we'll get into his economic theory, and I'm going to challenge it a little bit later in this video. The best way I could put it is this toy, this mini, that comes in a blind box. That's how you buy it, so you don't know which one you're getting. Before we move on, I just want to state how much I hate this mini toy for that price. This is a $5 toy. This is at most a $7 toy. It looks like a Wii U character that you purchase from Temu. It's just a terrible design. And there's some really cool, intricate, well-designed, expensive $300 to $400 toys, but you get multiple heads with this toy. You get multiple hands. Everything moves. These are money was put into the design and these being created. There's zero money put into these. The only thing that they're saying is going to create value is the transparency and how many that were created. I'm going to push back that design does matter.
All the accessories out here and check out what he comes with. Starting off, we get 2 real metal batarangs, a pair of handcuffs, and the flare from the end of the movie. You get a grapple hook with a bending wire and a grapple hook for the grapple guns. Speaking of grapple guns, you get 2 of these. And as always, you get plenty of hands to choose from. You also get the letter from the Riddler with legible writing inside, as well as the envelope. And you get a beautiful Robert Pattinson head sculpt with articulated eyeballs, as well as a swap out hair piece. And this is what the figure looks like with the unmasked head sculpt. And the chest piece and cape are attached via Velcro. You also get a beautiful empty cowl. You You also get swap out face plates, and let me know which one of these you think looks the best on the figure. You also get a swap out cape with a much more heavy duty wire, and lastly you get a beautiful red and black display base. The head is attached magnetically, and it also has moving eyeballs, and the suit is fully fabric so you can leave in pose forever.
Pac-Man got a hold of this run, this NBA run, earlier than others. When asked in his live if Josh Luber would contacted him, he said no. He said he opened 60 cases in this live, but if we look at how the blind Dutch auction sale works and the parameters, it says the most bids you could have is 10 separate bids, meaning 10 cases, at least how I take it. So how did Pac-Man get 60? I'm unsure. The Dutch auction, there was only 300 cases released total, and it's all transparent. That's what they're trying to do here, but I argue that the toy is garbage. It has no business lasting in the future, and we'll get into all the economics that Josh Luber and who Josh Luber is in just a moment.
That's right, sent me a little mystery box. Let's see what we got. Hey, sweet, got a dope little sticker. Little buddy, you can go right there. Tyler, please enjoy these WNBA game face. We are excited to see what you think and how Ghost fits into your collection. Oh, thank you so much. Ghostwright, thank you so much. Oh, it's awesome. By the way, if you don't know what Ghostwright is, they're like, see all these? Like, these are all, like, got Angel Reese, Cameron Brink, Asia Wilson.
I'ma start this off by saying I hate you, bitch. I hate you. You know you won't cause you was trying to be faithful. So I'm grateful.
Very interesting to watch Pac-Man sell these things live on Whatnot. It's a whole different side than his YouTube side. On YouTube, he has almost 400,000 subscribers. I'll put it next to me if I'm wrong. And on live, he had under 100 people in his live looking at these things. I really want to say it was under 50 people looking at these things buying. And it was certain ones, Skeens or Curry, sold between $200 to $400. Just what a waste of money. And in the long term, in 10 years, just because this little Skeens thing has a number, how much competition with other collectibles, other ways people could spend their money. The more of these kind of businesses that pop up, it creates more competition. People only have so much money to put so many places. Things will be cool. Things will not be cool. This is one of the things that is definitely not cool. Now we get to the point of the video to ask, who is Josh Luber?
Most people know me as the founder of Stockx. In June of 2015, I moved to Detroit to start working with Dan Gilbert. Dan, who's the owner of the Cleveland Cavaliers and Quicken Loans and pretty much the entire city of Detroit. 2 months later, Dan took me with him to Under Armour to visit with Kevin Blank and everything they were doing there. We go back into this big boardroom, this big, huge conference room. And all of us, we're going to take turns presenting the things we're working on to Kevin and his people. Kevin ends up sitting down at the head of the table. And then the other three billionaires all sit down with Kevin. You have Dan, Tom Kartosis, who's the founder of Shinola and Fossil Watches, and then Ted Leonsis, who's the founder of AOL and owner of the Washington Wizards and Capitals. 2 months before this, I'm sitting at a cubicle at IBM. I barely even understand the extraordinary business royalty that are there. I got my turkey sandwich, I'm wandering around, and I end up sitting right here. All right. By the way, just for context, this is about what everyone's net worth was at the time. I think they all probably have some extra zeros. And then there was me. Except that's actually not true. It was more like that. Look, I buy a lot of sneakers.
So as you just saw in the video, Michael Luber founded Stockx. He also co-founded Fanastics Collectibles, Zero Cool Cards. He left Fanatics after only being there for a year, by the way, just to hit that. And he's built upon a hype economy. He knows it. That's what he believes in. That's where it's calculated. Every time he's going to release this model, it's created on scarcity, hype, FOMO, and it's market-driven pricing. But the point is, what happens in the future with this formula? I think it's important to describe how his blind Dutch auction works. I think it's an interesting premise. Where I push back is there's no long-term data on this scarcity, hype, FOMO culture.
So I'm going to run you through an actual blind Dutch auction that we did for a company called Ghostwright, which is a collectible toy company. You can think of collectible toys as art. So you start with fixed supply. In this case, there were 20 units that we were selling. And full transparency, you tell everybody how many units are available for sale. In this case, there were 20 units available sale for this thing. So you take in all the blind bids, and these were the real bids that came in for this. This happened in August. The highest bid was 2501, 1768, and on down. This is the Dutch auction part. A Dutch auction uses what's called a clearing price. And a clearing price is the lowest winning bid. Or in this case, because there were 20 units, the 20th highest bid. So that is the 20 in green. The lowest bid there is 356. So 356 becomes the clearing price. And everybody pays the clearing price, even the person that bid 2501.
What you also see is this translates to sports cards. This isn't just in his little Ghostwrite toy. He's presenting this the exact same way sports cards are, with the scarcity, the limited serial number to 50, serial number to 10, serial number to 1. Sports cards is overprinting. Ghostwrite, we'll get to that point as well, but I also think Ghostwrite and those blind boxes will fail. In 5 years from now, we won't see those little mini figures coming out year after year after year. They have plenty of competition already with things like Funko Pops and other toy companies. Just because he has a little number on the foot, they're ugly toys. They're one of the worst toys I've ever seen. And you could say that a lot about the sports cards. They're just overprinting. They all look the same. Well, it's a little different with sports cards, but they're overprinting. They all look the same. It's all hype, FOMO, fear of missing out, buy now. It's all that culture. And what happens 5, 10, 15 years? Does that stay stable? I would make argument no chance. That creates a stable market. And when you have a one of one Caitlin Clark that sells for $30,000 on a bounty, that's market manipulation. It's, hey, this product's coming out. Let's offer a bounty. Boom. Now there's a big hit. It creates some fake value in this market. And hopefully they're hoping that helps pick up steam. The other thing I'll say is these Dutch auctions, they definitely are not geared towards the collector side or people without money. The top 20 winners are going to be people that are looking to resell it, people looking to spend more money than the average collector or hobbyist. This strategy definitely favors people with capital, money, and resellers. Some content creators are resellers. That's what you see Pac-Man doing. He's reselling the product. He's buying it to resell it, to break it, to sell it to his customer, to sell them as singles. Luber's taking the hobby from passion, from love, nostalgia, to a total gamble, investment, speculation, FOMO culture. He is helping try to make that switch, along with many others. I also want to just hammer home this point that the blind Dutch auction, it was very fascinating, interesting to think about. I think it is a kind of cool concept when you're dealing with some high rollers or high-end people, but it definitely caters to the people with more money when only the top 20 win. And yes, they do feel like they win, as you saw, but there's a lot of people that don't ever have a chance and are going to have to buy this thing on the resale market. My other bigger critique would be, sure, it's short term. This thing creates short term scarcity, short term hype in the moment. But what about 10 years? They got to still be rolling out Dutch auctions. And what happened, and if they want to keep that hype culture, then anything that was a decade ago is faded. It's gone. And we see that now. So it's really hard for me to wrap my head around that. If they keep coming out with LeBron, Wemby, Luka, Clark, numbered to 50, or just base every single year, just like sports cards, it devalues everything. If it doesn't work in mass, maybe once a year, maybe on a short-term thing, or maybe it's just short-term hype and everything will fade. But I don't see how it works long-term. I don't see how these prices hold long-term, especially with everyone else trying to do the same system, same formula. Leaf, Panini's going to do it. Topps is doing it. We have toys doing it. We have Pokemon doing it. There's a lot of competition out here for this. Scarcity only works if the thing is actually cool. It's a decade later. If it's just numbered toy and number cardboard, which is also way overprinted every single year, well, it doesn't matter. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button. Subscribe if you have not. As always, thank you for watching and have a great day.
Talk about Ghostwrite as the first true collectible.
What up, everybody? This is Robert Ory, aka Big Shot Bob, and you're watching Professional Sports Cards. Hey, by the way, go buy my rookie card.